Hi everybody, Susan here. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to yoga. How are we feeling? Take a moment and see if you can figure that out. Check in with the body. Do a little scan, top to bottom. Inside and outside, how do you feel and what do you need from this practice that you're about to embark on? So we've been starting our practices seated for a while, so let's come down onto our backs to begin, and let's start in a hip opener. So let's bring the soles of the feet together, heels towards the body, and release yourself down to the ground. Settle in. Try to relax the low back and the hips. Softening the face, relaxing the jaw. Beginning to move the breath through the nose and the nose only if that's available today. And as you breathe in, fill the belly and the rib cage right up to the collarbones. As you breathe out, empty the lungs slowly from the collarbones through the rib cage right down to the belly. Let it fall towards the spine. And just let the inhales flow into the exhales, flow back into the inhales over and over. Letting go of the day, the week, the month, and even the entire year. Go back as far as you need to. Bring yourself as fully and completely to the here and now. So you've devoted this time to yourself, this time to be on your mat. Try to be fully present. Try not to let one breath pass by unnoticed. And every time you feel yourself wandering off in another direction, just gently nudge yourself back to the body, to the breath, striving to keep them linked together. So we always move with the breath. If you find yourself struggling to breathe at any point during this practice, that's always a good indication that you need to perhaps back off of whatever pose that you're in. Maybe you're pushing a little too hard. At the same time, if you feel yourself just sort of coasting through these poses, maybe you need to push yourself just a little harder. So we find that balance. That place between comfort and discomfort. That place between pain and pleasure. That place between strain and ease. Give those hips a little break. Let's inhale, bring the knees up and let the soles of the feet root. And then draw your knees loosely into your chest. Hug them in with your hands and just start to rock from side to side, nice and slow. Being aware of all those parts of your body that are in contact with the ground as you massage across them. Good, let's roll over to one side, make your way up to seated. So I've been having a little bit of issues with my Crohn's as of late, so I think I might keep this on the gentler side. I'm having some pain. So if you need to push yourself harder in this practice, take it up a notch. I'll try to give lots of cues for that. Just start to lengthen upwards through the crown of the head. Try to open up through the back of the neck by pulling the chin towards the throat. Let the shoulders soften and relax down away from the ears. Good. Let's come into a gentle spinal twist. So go ahead and take your right hand around behind the back, fingers point away from you. Left hand reaches across for that right leg at some point. And now lengthen through the spine as you inhale and begin to turn to the right as you exhale. First the chest, and then the head begins to turn, and then the eyes begin to move as far to the right as they'll go. And whether those eyelids are opened or closed, let your eyes continue to move in that direction, encouraging a further depth in your twist. Back of the neck stays long. Try not to tilt the head in either direction. Keep the neck long and in line with the rest of your spine. Take another inhale, grow even taller. Exhale, twist to your furthest place, and then inhale, turn the head to center and release back to center. And now we simply take it to the other side. So the left hand's gonna plant behind you, right hand reaches across for the left leg. And now lengthen as you inhale, send the crown of the head tall, turn to the left as you exhale, chest, head, finally the eyes, and just breathe here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Chin is tucked, neck is long. Tucked back, not down. Beautiful. One last inhale, send the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, turn and twist to your furthest. Inhale, head to center, and then the whole body follows. Good, let's make our way into table pose. So come to stand on your hands and your knees with your shoulders over your wrists, hips or sitting bones over top of the knees. Really grip your mat with your hands, fingers spread wide. Hold on just 1 second. I'm attached to my microphone. Good. So as you inhale, begin to drop the belly as the tailbone lifts, the chin lifts, and you look up. Open your throat. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Push your heart through the upper arms and take one last breath in. Exhale, begin to reverse it, tucking the tail, pulling the belly in, tucking the chin into the chest, round out your back. Good. On your inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone up slowly. Belly softens down. Exhale, reverse. Take it up into your cat. Do one more. Inhaling into cow. Finding that U shape to your spine. Exhale into your cat. Fully rounded and arched back. Toes together, hips to heels. Lower the chest, lower the forehead. If your head doesn't make it to the ground, support it with your hands or arms. If it does make it to the ground, the arms can come back alongside you or extend out in front of you, but just try to relax them. Relax the shoulders, the upper back. Relax your neck, face, scalp. So maybe you're practicing regularly, maybe you aren't coming onto your mat very often, so you need to constantly tune in, check in. How are you feeling? Do you need to come back off the posture a little bit? Do you need to push into it a little deeper to feel something? Find your edge. When we challenge ourselves physically, it's a little easier to keep the mind from wandering off. So really try to find your edge. And then reach your hands forward. Pull yourself up onto your hands and knees. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes and take ourselves up into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe walking those heels up and down. Pressing both heels down now at the same time. Try to push the chest ever so gently back. Pressing the floor away from you through both the hands. Try to really lengthen those arms. Lengthen your neck by extending the crown of your head forward to the space in between your palms. Now we walk the hands slowly towards the feet. You might need to bend the knees, you might need to come to your fingerprints. As the weight settles completely back into the legs, go ahead and reach for the elbows with the opposite hands. Put a little bend in the knees and just dangle here. Ragdoll forward bend. Toes taking just as much weight as the heels. Breathe deeply, breathe slowly. Give the head a little shake as though saying no. And then a little nod as though you were saying yes. And then just let the head be heavy, let it dangle. Try to let gravity here do the work for you, helping you to open up those hamstrings, lengthen your spine. Keeping your torso as it is, see if you can circle the arms all the way up, around, and behind your back. And now make a fist with your hands as best you can. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, working towards straightening the arms. Now the arms begin to draw away from the back. Pulling those arms over the head without hiking the shoulders up around the ears and without dumping all the way back into your heels. Take another inhale, stretch the arms a little further. As you exhale, release the arms down. Widen your hands to shoulder distance, looking through your legs. Begin to walk the hands slowly forward. Take them forward to the place where it feels as though you're back in down dog, and then look to make sure your hands are in the same position that you started your down dog in. Wrist crease parallel with the top edge of the mat, and then relax the head down, push the chest back. Can you push those heels a bit closer to your mat? Can you push your armpits closer to your ankles? Try not to let those armpits flare out to the sides. Try to keep them hollowed out. Take another full breath in, and on your exhale, take it down into a table pose. Shoulders over wrists, knees come under hips or sit bones. Tops of the feet rest heavy, and now inhale, send your right leg back and your left arm forward into a spinal balance. Pull the shoulder back and down, away from the ear. Try to extend forward through the crown of the head. Push the floor away from you through that right hand. Take one last inhale, stretch out the arm and leg. As you exhale, lower your left hand down, but bring it in line with the knee as you plant the right foot behind the left. Coming onto your right fingerprints, determining if you need a little kickstand, sliding the left foot back. If you need some help with balance, right hand comes to the right hip. Roll that right shoulder back. Maybe you can look out to the right. Maybe you can even look all the way up towards the ceiling as you lift that right arm straight up in the air. Can you look at your thumb? If it's too much to look up, keep looking straight out to the right or down to the left thumb, and then turn your right palm forward, keeping the shoulder down away from the ear. Begin to extend the arm over your head, reaching across the room. Angle that right pinky finger down towards the ground and turn your chest towards the ceiling. As you inhale, that right arm comes up. As you exhale, look down, lower your hand down and lower your knee down. Come back to table. Inhale, lift the chin and the tailbone up. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rounding out the back, neutral table pose. Gripping with the fingers, push the earth away. Wait for the inhale, left leg, right arm extend into the spinal balance. Pull that shoulder back and down, away from the ear. Pull that low belly up towards the spine. Spread those left toes and spread those right fingers. Try to keep your right arm right alongside the head, right next to the ear. Take another inhale, stretch the arm and leg out. As you exhale, lower your right hand down, bring it in line with the knee. Plant your left foot behind your right. And if you need that kickstand, slide your right foot back, gripping with the hand. Let's take the left hand to the left hip, roll the left shoulder back, maybe looking out to the left, maybe even all the way up towards the ceiling, and then extend that left arm all the way up. And if you can, you're looking at your thumb. If you want more of a challenge, you're closing the eyes as you turn your palm forward, reach over the head across the room. Angling that left pinky finger down now as you spiral your chest, open to the left. Try to keep those right fingerprints gripping your mat, and inhale, take the arms slowly up. Look down, lower the hand down, lower the knee down. Hands back to shoulder distance, one cow and one cat. Tuck your toes as the hands slide forward a bit, press up and back to downward dog. Chest presses back, heels push down. Good, let's inhale, lift the right leg high. As you exhale, take your right big toe to the outside of your right wrist. Good, try to keep those toes pointing straight ahead as you lower your left knee and tuck those left toes. Without unbending that right leg, keep knee over ankle, slide that left leg back as far as it'll go. Now we're gonna try to melt our shoulders towards the ground. So you can stay on your palms, you can release to your forearms, you can follow my lead and come down to a yoga block. How low can you sink that chest? And when you can't go any further, relax your head. And breathe. Try to keep pushing into that right big toe and that inner right heel. Keeping knee over ankle. Head is heavy, just let it go. Good, on your next inhale, lift through the back of the head, slowly come back up to straight arms. Bring your right foot now in to the inside edge of that right hand. Maybe that left leg can slide even further back. Now right hand to the right knee, inhale, left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Sit your hips down a little further. On your next breath in, let your right arm come up to join the left. Palms face one another, pull the shoulders down. Sink those hips down towards the ground. Take another inhale, really reach it back. As you exhale, lower your fingerprints to the floor, curl your left toes under, Pick up the left knee, and now let's lift the left leg up to the ceiling. And start to bow your chest towards your right thigh, tucking in the chin, walking those hands back if you can, pulling yourself closer to your right leg. Maybe you're using your right hand on that right ankle. Maybe your left hand can walk in. Maybe you're holding with both hands. Now, in your next inhale, you're going to release the hold of the ankle, walk the hands forward, and start to bring your left leg behind your right leg. Try to bring the outer edge of your left foot to the outer edge of your right foot as much as possible. Now look forward on the inhale and start to fold over those legs as you exhale. Bring some weight into your toes. Feel the intensity of that stretch up the back of your left leg. Try to melt your heart toward your thighs. Good. As you inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, bring your left foot back around to the other side of that right foot, and then fold over those legs. And breathe here. Uttanasana, our standing forward bend. And when you're ready, take it back to downward facing dog. Push the chest back, press those heels down. Feel the body slowly opening up. Roll the weight to the inside edges of your palms, pressing more firmly to the base of the thumb and pointer finger. And inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bring your left big toe to the outside edge of that left wrist crease. Lowering to the right knee and untucking the right toe. Slide that right leg back as far as you can. Try to keep your left toes pointing straight ahead, and then lengthen as you inhale. And begin to melt your shoulders down as you exhale. And again, you can stay on the palms. You can lower to your forearms. You can lower down to a yoga block. Find your edge. Let your head just hang heavy. Let those hips melt down. And just breathe here. Good. As you inhale, lift the head, slowly come back to the palms, straight arms. If you had a block there, move it off to the side. Bring your left foot now to the inside edge of that left hand. Feet are at, or foot and right knee are still at a hip distance width. Look out in front of you, and now left hand to the left knee. Inhale, let your right arm float up towards the ceiling. Keep sitting those hips down as you move the torso back, and on your next inhale, left arm can join the right arm. Pull the shoulders down, sit your hips down, and breathe here. Try to let your eyes focus to a single point. This is known as our drishti, our gazing point. Good. Take another inhale. Really reach it back as you exhale. Let your fingers come down to the ground. Curl your right toes under. Lift your right knee off the ground. And now lift that right leg high and bow your chest towards your thigh. Chin tucks in, nose, forehead, pulling yourself towards that left leg. Maybe using your left hand, maybe using both hands. And just breathe here. How high can you lift the right leg without lifting the right hip higher than the left one? Good. As you inhale, lift through the back of the head, walk the hands forward a bit, and then bring your right leg behind your left leg. Bring the outer edges of your feet together. Lengthen as you inhale and fold over the legs as you exhale. Breathe. Try to let your toes continue to take just as much weight as the heels. Intense stretch here for that right hamstring. As you inhale, lift the head. Lean a bit of weight into the hands so you can bring your right foot around to the inside edge of that left foot, hip distance width apart with the feet. Fold over those legs. You can make this as active or as passive as you would like. Good, and now let's take it back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe here. Take another inhale. As you exhale, lower your knees and tuck your toes. Big toes come together. Sit back to the heels. Take your knees as wide as you can now and lower down to your forearms. And with your forearms parallel to one another, start to relax your head, let it hang, look back, make sure your big toes remain together, and take your knees, if you can, a little bit further apart. Keep pushing your hips towards your heels, and now close your eyes and breathe. As your body opens, as things stretch out, you may find you have the ability to take the knees even wider. Try to constantly work to your edge. Sthiram Sukham Asanam. Comfortable discomfort. That place in the pose that's firm yet pleasant. Good. When you're ready, inhale, lift the head, slowly transition up to your palms. Let your legs come back together. Bring your hands back to the top of your mat, tuck your toes, press it back to downward facing dog. Good. Let's take both feet up to the top of the mat. So inhale onto the toes, soft knees, look forward and bring your feet all the way up. Inhale, come up to a flat back, look out in front of you, and as you exhale, fold over those legs. Now big toes are together, heels are a little separated, bend your knees, sit the hips low. Pull that low belly in, start to lift gently through the back of the head, and now inhale. Start to circle the arms up without unbending the legs. Point the tailbone down. Look up to the space between the hands if you can. Try to bring those arms right alongside the ears as best you can without hiking the shoulders up and without bending those elbows. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, look up. Exhale, push the hips forward as you lean back. Breathe here in this back bend. Push into the feet, inhale, come up, turn the palms out, circle the arms down to your sides. Turn your palms open, close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Good, bringing your hands to your hips. Take a big step back with one of your feet, doesn't matter which one, however you can see your screen the best if you need to see it. And you want to create about one leg's length between the 2 feet and a slight pigeon-toed position. So press down through the 4 corners of the feet, lift through the crown of the head, hands on the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, start to fold. Come all the way down, hands remain where they are, head hangs. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, draw your elbows towards one another behind your back. Try to continue to let your toes take just as much weight as your heels. Breathe here. Good, on your next inhale, lifting through the back of the head, just lift up halfway and pause, little bend in the knees. We inhale all the way up, turn your right toes out, line up your heels, arms come out to a T, look down that right arm, and start to reach over that right leg as though you could reach right across the room. And now let your right hand come down as your left hand comes up, torso stays where it is. Looking out to the left or even up to that thumb, roll that shoulder back. Breathe here. If it hurts the neck to look at your thumb, just look out or down to that right big toe. Try to draw that right hip gently underneath you. Maybe that right hand can slide even further down the right leg. Shoulders stay stacked. Take another inhale, look down to your right big toe as you exhale, and inhale, rise to standing, palms turn down, turn your right toes in. So we start in that pigeon-toed position, we turn the left toes out, line up the heels. Look down that left arm, start to reach over that left leg. Don't move the torso, left hand down, right hand up. Can you look up towards that thumb? Roll that right shoulder back, roll that right hip back. Lengthen both sides of the neck. Don't let your head just hang. Keep your neck in line with your spine. You can be looking up towards the right thumb, looking out to the right or down to that left big toe. Good, take another inhale, really extend through those fingers, look down to your left big toe, inhale all the way up, palms turn down, turn your left toes in. And again, we make sure that our feet are about one leg's length apart. Clasp your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pull the low belly in, pull that low rib cage in, and now inhale, lift through the crown, soft knees, start to fold, lead with the chest. When you can't go any further, relax your head. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, send the knuckles to the ceiling, and start to pull the arms away from the back gently. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Take another inhale, stretch the arms even further as you exhale, release the arms down, bend the knees and just hang here. Now as you inhale, gently lift through the back of the head, come up to your fingerprints, walking your hands forward, lengthen your spine. So bring a bit of weight forward into your toes. Try to bring now your hips down to the height of your shoulders by lowering those hips down a bit by walking the feet further apart. When it feels as though your spine right now is parallel to the ground, bring your left hand underneath the face. Bring your right arm out like a wing. Now keep that right hip pressing gently down. Look out at your right thumb and inhale, start to lift that right arm. Try to keep the hand and the shoulder in line. Spiral your chest, open to the right, but keep pressing that right hip gently down. Take one more inhale, reach even higher. Exhale, lower the right hand to where the left hand just was. Stay up on the fingerprints, left arm like a wing. Look at your thumb, press the left hip down now. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Keep the wrist and the shoulder in line. Breathe. Go ahead, take another inhale, lift, 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 exhale, lower that hand down. Bring your hands to shoulder distance. Start to lower your knees. Come back into child's pose, facing the top of your mat, and just relax here. Relax the arms, the wrists, shoulders. Relax the entire length of your spine. Good. When you're ready, on an inhale, slowly come up. And we're going to make our way into a wide-legged seated pose. So you might like to turn sideways on your mat. So you've got the cushion of your mat for your heels. Some of you like to use little pieces of fabric or your socks under your heels. I like a little tiny lift just underneath the very edge of my seat. So you'll notice that you can't see it here in front of me. I'm sitting way back. Pelvis tips forward here a little bit more. So then as you bring your shoulders back, so there should be a natural curve to your low back. Flex both your feet and try to point all 10 of your toes straight up to the ceiling. Ears come back over the shoulders, fingerprints to the ground in front of you. Go ahead, take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, start to lean your chest forward. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Try to keep your chest sort of in line with those upper arms. Now grip with your hands, press out through the heels. Drag that heart a little further forward. Can you walk the hands a little further forward? But again, chest and upper arms stay in line. You're going to continue to do this, inching forward into the pose until you find that place where you can't go any further. And then relax your head. Close your eyes, push out through those heels. Breathe deeply. Try to pull the chest through the upper arms. Good. As you inhale, lift the chin away from the chest, but keep the chest low and start to walk around towards your right leg. Bringing the right arm to the outside edge of the leg, lower your left shoulder so it's level with the right, pull the belly in, and then fold over that right leg. Find your edge. Breathe deeply. Compressing the low right side of the abdomen, massaging the viscera, toning digestive system, reproductive organs. Keep your chest low. Inhale, lift the chin, look out in front. And then walk back around to center slowly. And then we're gonna bring ourselves all the way around to that left leg. So left hand comes to the outside edge of the leg. You're gonna square the chest, bring the right shoulder down level with the left, and then fold over the left leg. And breathe. Keep pushing out through the heels, spread your toes. Good, as you inhale, lift the chin, keep the chest low, come back through center. So maybe you can drag your heart just a bit further, folding down now to your furthest place. Hold and breathe. Good, as you inhale, now slowly lift all the way back up. Let's bring the soles of the feet together now. So nice and slow, releasing out of the pose. Soles of the feet come together, draw the heels as close to you as you can. Still tipping that pelvis forward a little bit. Let's hold on to either the shins, the ankles, or the feet. As you lift through the crown, press the knees down. Take one last inhale here, lift through the crown of the head, and start to bring your heart through those arms. Try to bring your chest forward as far as it'll go, and then relax that head down. Breathe deeply. Breathe slowly. Heart through the upper arms, send that chest across the room. Shoulders stay down, away from the ears. Good, as you inhale, slowly lift all the way up. Let's bring the knees up, let's send those legs out, and let's give those legs a gentle shake, releasing tension there. Whew. Let's bring that left leg in, close to the body. Now you have the option of bringing the right leg just in front of the left leg, on top of the left leg. You can take that right foot all the way, heel towards the low left side of the abdomen. Letting the knee come down, coming into that half lotus pose, that's available to you. We're gonna come into another seated twist, this time going a little deeper. So take your right hand behind the back, fingers point away. If you're in half lotus and you have the ability to grab a hold of your foot, you can. So you're gonna lengthen upwards through the crown, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears, and inhale, let your left arm float up, and then reach across for the outside of that right leg. Turning your chest to the right. Now your head turns as far to the right as it'll go. Move your eyes to the right. Close your eyes now, breathe deeply. Try to keep your neck long and in line with the rest of your spine. Lengthening with your inhales, moving deeper into the twist with your exhales. Take another deep breath in, lift, 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 and now twist to your furthest place and hold. Full inhale and exhale. Inhale, look forward, back to center. Release your body back to center. So all we're gonna do is change up what we've done with the legs. So we uncross them for a moment. We bring the right leg in first now. So now the left leg, maybe it's in front, maybe it's on top, Maybe you're bringing that left heel towards the low right side of the abdomen, letting the knee melt down to the ground. If you can take the bind, if you're in half lotus, left hand grabs that left foot. Otherwise, the left hand is just planting around behind the back, trying to bring your arm into that center line, midline of the body. So you're gonna inhale and lift that right arm up, reach across for the outside of the left leg, and then lift through the crown as you inhale. Start to turn your chest to the left as you exhale, head to the left, eyes move to the left as far as they'll go, and breathe. Keep that chin slightly pulled back, back of the neck long. Breathe. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head. Both shoulders relaxed and down, away from the ears. Another deep breath in, sit even taller. Exhale, take it to your furthest place and hold for a full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale, look forward, and return to center. Good work. So we're gonna prepare for an inversion. So I haven't been doing shoulder stand in the last few classes. You may have noticed my body's been a little bit tight, but I think I'm going to attempt my shoulder stand today. If you know that your body is not really feeling like shoulder stands in the cards today, make your way over to a wall if you'd like. You can go legs up the wall. But the beauty of going up to the wall is that you can plant your feet on the wall and kind of come up into a partial shoulder stand, rather than always just doing it in the center of the room and going legs up. My hamstrings are a bit tight today, so I'm gonna take my block kind of back behind me, so just in case my toes won't touch the floor, they can touch my yoga block. So you'll notice I'm using a blanket. I always do this. Those of you that practice at the studio probably see me do it all the time. So it's gonna give me a little bit more space between my neck and the ground. Shoulders are right up at the edge of that blanket, arms to the sides. Pop the hips up, drop the legs over the face, walk your hands towards each other. Plant your hands to either side of your spine and start to lift your legs slowly up. How high can you lift the legs? Do not turn your head from this point. Try to relax your feet. Maybe you can get up a little higher. You can cross the ankles, squeeze the legs together, really lift the feet up. Hands might walk a little higher up the back. You might prefer the alternate method of dropping the knees slowly towards the forehead. Maybe you can get the hands to come up a little higher that way instead. If you're doing legs up the wall, try planting your feet on the wall and lifting your hips away from the ground. Remember, there should be no pain in your neck here, no pain in the body. Some of you are working with candlestick, trying to bring the arms up beside the legs so that you're balanced just on the shoulders. And you might notice that the legs sort of have to come over the face just a little bit for that kind of counterweight. If your hands have left your back, rebend the elbows, plant your hands to either side of the spine. Bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana, heels over the perineum, toes point to the ceiling, and the knees point out to the sides. Keep the knees wide, straighten the legs, and bring those legs out into a nice big Y shape to the torso, pushing out through the heels. Inhale, legs come together. And now let your legs slowly release over your face. Maybe the toes touch the floor. Maybe you're using a little block under those toes. If your toes touch the floor or a block, Your hands can release from your back. Palms can press down to the ground. Hands can clasp. You can climb up onto those triceps and shoulders. Push the backs of the knees open, and if your toes don't touch the ground, keep your hands supporting your low back. Maybe try taking your feet wider and see if the toes get a little closer to the ground. Do your best to keep your legs as straight as possible. If you've got a block underneath your toes, you may feel after a few breaths in the pose, the body is opened enough that the toes can release to the ground. Keep pressing the backs of the knees gently open. If your toes are on the ground, you can circle the arms back and grab a hold of your feet with your hands, letting your toes rest in those palms, fingers wrapping around the soles of your feet. Try taking your legs now nice and wide and maybe bringing your hands to the inner edges of your feet. If your leg's up the wall, maybe try going wide legs now for the last little bit. If you are in plow, legs wide, toes on the ground, you can release a hold of your feet with your hands, bring the palms together, and take your arms and point them straight up to the ceiling. Now let's bring those hands back around to support the low back. Slowly slide the legs together and let your legs once again come back up into shoulder stand. If you're on the wall, bring your legs together. Slowly make your way back over, off the wall onto your mat. Those of you in shoulder stand, if you have the ability to move into bridge from here, that's an option. Otherwise, legs over the face, hands to the ground. Roll one vertebra at a time down. Try not to let your head pull away from your mat. Once the hips touch down, push out through the heels, lower both legs down to the ground. If you were on a blanket, you're going to remove the blanket out from underneath the shoulders. We're all going to move into bridge. Heels towards the buttocks, shins perpendicular to one another, feet at a hip distance width. Tuck the tailbone as you flatten the low back. Tuck the chin and inhale, lift your hips up into Setu Bandhasana, our bridge. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push your heart towards your chin. Some of you might be able to clasp the hands, really squeezing those shoulder blades closer together. Drive the length of the arms down into your mat, both shoulders, the head, and the feet, and really lift those hips now. If you have the option of going into wheel here, that's available to you. Hands to either side of the head. Slowly press yourself up, trying to straighten the arms. Taking 2 last breaths here. Take it to your highest. Last inhale, then we lift onto the toes. If you're in bridge, the arms can come out. If you're in wheel, start to lower down slowly, tucking the chin. Letting your whole back come down now. Draw your knees very loosely into your chest. Hug them in with your hands and just rock side to side. Massaging the back. And now we prepare for a spinal twist, rolling back to center. Take your arms out to a T. Try not to lift your hands higher than your shoulders. We want to keep those shoulders down away from the ears. Squeeze the legs together, deep breath in. Exhale, the legs come to the right, the head turns to the left. Squeeze your legs together and hover them. Left shoulder has not left the ground. How far over can your legs get without that left shoulder lifting? Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax your feet down to the ground. Turn your palms up to the ceiling. Close your eyes, breathe here. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Softening the face, relaxing the jaw. Letting go of tension, tightness. Melt it away. Use your exhales to relax. Last full inhale. Palms turn down as you exhale. Flex the feet and inhale. Head and knees come up. And now head is going to turn slowly right. Legs are going to move left, but you're going to hover those legs, squeezing them together. Don't let your right shoulder lift. Notice what you're feeling. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax your feet down. Try not to let your right shoulder lift. Turn your palms up. Just breathe here. Breathe in and out through your nose. Relax your jaw, your face and scalp relaxed. Gravity is just pulling you down here. Let it. Surrender to it. Sink into this pose. Taking one last breath here, inhale and exhale. Palms pressing down, re-engage the legs. On the next inhale, come through center, reach for the knees with the hands, just rock a little side to side. And as you roll back to center, take your knees even closer together, pull them in even tighter, and then draw your forehead towards your knees. Wrap the arms if you can even more tightly around the legs, and now start to squeeze every muscle from the nose to the crown of the head, right down to the tips of the toes. Deep breath in, hold the breath now, squeeze and release the body. Make your way into Shavasana. So maybe you want some extra clothing, maybe you'd like a blanket like I'm using. What do you need to be comfortable? Remember, the more comfortable you are, the less fidgety you will be. At least fidgety physically. So find that place where the body is symmetrical, right and left leg extended down and away on the same diagonal line, right and left arm the same. Legs and arms on the same diagonal lines as one another. Chin is tucked, neck is long. Face is soft. Separate your back teeth and relax your jaw. Try to let the eyeballs become very still now behind the closed lids. Let your breath grow soft, gentle, natural once again. You're trying to take in just the air that you need to keep yourself alive right now. Trying to give your lungs and your heart a little bit of a break by asking less of them. There's no need to do, simply just be. Let the floor support you. You don't need to do any work to hold anything up any longer. Just relax all parts of your body. Arms and legs heavy. Hips and shoulders relaxed. The entire torso relaxed. The neck and head relaxed. Face and scalp relaxed. All the skin of your body is relaxed, soft and supple. Sink deeper now, away from the physical realm, going within the mind, noticing the thoughts, but not judging the thoughts. Just let them pass in and out of the mind with very little to no attention from you. Try to become a silent observer as you take rest. As you relax and let go. allowing your awareness to come back. It's Start to become aware of the sounds around you, sensations within the body, and begin to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles, turning your head from side to side. And as your head rolls back to center, begin to slide your legs together as you stretch the arms all the way over your head. Take another deep breath in, stretch the body out as long as it possibly can be, and then relax the arms to your sides, draw your knees to your chest. Hug them in, and just rock side to side. Rolling over onto your right side, just take a moment here in this fetal position, this posture of new beginnings. Thanking yourself for the time that you've taken today to do some really important work for yourself. Working on many different levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. With the eyes still closed, start to make your way back up to a seated position, and just find a seated position that's comfortable for you at this moment in time. Putting the tiniest hint of a smile onto the corners of your mouth. Bring your hands together at your heart center with a firm amount of pressure between them. Ending our practice today with a chanting of Om. Join me if you like. Full inhale. We fold forward, hinging from the hips, lowering the forehead towards the ground, and your hands can come down as a means of support. We seal in our practice, and we let it go. There's no need to hold on to it. There's no need to judge it in any way. It's done. Let it be. I honor that place in you where the entire universe resides, that place of love, light, truth, and peace. And when you reside in that place in you and I reside in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for allowing me to work some stuff out of my own body today as I practice. I think I've been having some issues with my Crohn's from probably not teaching and not demoing as much as I normally would. Oftentimes after abdominal surgeries, adhesions will form within the torso, within the abdomen. And I think I've got some adhesions, which has been leading to some kind of partial blockages within the bowel, which can be very painful and uncomfortable. So maybe I need to be down here almost daily, sending you a practice so that I can kind of keep things stretching and moving. So anyways, we will see each other soon, I hope.